gotten some pretty good results since the last episode. Some of it's down to luck. Some of it, I would like to believe, is the new formation. We're not outscoring opponents as much as we used to with the 4-2-4, but at the same time, we're not allowing as many goals as we were under the 4-2-4. If we look at it right here, we have allowed 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11 goals. We'll look at that here in just a minute when we do the thing. After losing to Brighton and losing to Bayern, we got ourselves right against Southampton. We beat them 1-0 thanks to an Esposito goal in the 48th minute. Ethan Laird had a really good game here. A lot of assists. Or not a lot of assists, but a lot of chances created. Some really good passing, some really solid defense. Safonov was pretty good in goal. Had a lot of guys who had some really good games. Same thing happened against Juve. I'm not calling them Zebre. It's stupid. That's pretty much all I have to say on this. It's stupid. We beat Juve thanks to a Xerxes goal in the 78th minute. This was a pretty tough game. Safonov had a really good game. Laird had a good game. Gallagher had a good game. Skip it. A lot of people had good games, and even the people who didn't have good games were pretty average, and that's okay. Natan had a bad game because of a couple of really bad passes more than anything else. And then against West Brom, a Xerxes brace and a Pellegrini goal in the 83rd minute saw us beat them 3-0. We've had a lot of shutouts this season, and I'm okay with that. Laird had 2 assists this match, I want to say. Yeah, this was the game he had 2. Well, you know what? If we go here, form. West Brom, he had 8 key passes, 2 chances created. He had 2 assists. His rating was a 9.6. Yeah, he had 4 fouls against him. He had 9 interceptions made. He had 4 dribbles. Headers one was 9. He went up for 7. He was an absolute monster this game. You know, when you're ending up on a 9-6 and you don't have any goals, you know you had a monster game somewhere else. And with Ethan Laird, it was in the defense. Today we're playing Tottenham, the Carabao. We're going to skip Arsenal, and we're going to come back for the Juve game because we play them offline there. For the moment, in the group, we're 3 points behind Bayern. If we draw or beat Juve, I think we're guaranteed a spot. And league-wise, we're currently tied for... Well, we're in second place. Our goals against is 6, which is really, really good for us. Derby's given up 28. That's harsh. So, but we're playing a really good Tottenham team today in the Carabao. They've still got some quality players there. Key players, let's see. They still got Harry Kane, a 32-year-old Harry Kane. Their hot prospect is an absolute beast. He'll probably be the striker who takes over for Harry Kane. Brazilian wonder kid named Wesley. If we look at all their players, do they still have Hong Sung-min? You know, they got Livakovic in goal. Ndidi, Ake, Firpo, Reguilon. He's solid. Sanderberg's solid. I'm not seeing Hong Sung-min. Did they move him? No, he's right there. Hong Sung-min. 33 years old. Tom Pearce is having a very good loan spell at Accrington in 16 games. He has 2 players in the match, 2 assists, and 6 goals. Okeke is doing okay. He's playing defensive mid and midfielder there. Cottington's not doing too bad. He's been mostly bench appearances, but I expected that when he's an impact sub at Fleetwood. And then Smith is actually having a really good season. 16 appearances, 1 off the bench, 1 player in the match, 4 assists, 2 goals as an AMR. He's definitely got a future ahead of him. Whether or not it's with us remains to be seen. The fact that he's only 3-star potential means probably not. But if he's one of those guys I can move on for anything close to his value. What they're saying is his value, I will be happy. The team isn't exactly match fit. I screwed up with a couple of players and had them playing on the under-23s. So like Riedewald and Chowdhury were on the under-23s. And I forgot to take them off before this match. But the core of the team is starting today. We got Safonov in goal, Natan, Zagadou, Kasunu, and Laird as the defensive back 4. Got Skip, Ricci, and Gallagher as the midfielders. Esposito as the attacking midfielder. Xerxes and Pellegrini up top as the strikers. Stockbridge is on a yellow. I don't want to bring him on unless I have to. That's the other reason I got Chowdhury on. And then Clark. I've been going back and forth on him, but I really want to beat Tottenham. I really want to go farther in the Carabao this year than we have in the past. So I'm starting him on. He's going to be on the bench, but I have no problems bringing him in. He needs to be a complete forward on attack. Kusunu. Back to Safanov. Up to Zagadou. Back to Safanov, who bombs it forward towards Xerxes. It's headed forward. Pellegri's there. And Gomes, a very nice stop. I looked at getting Gomes. He was available on loan. And I made an offer for him that was accepted. But the more I looked at it, I looked at him the same time I was looking at Safanov. The more I looked at it, Gomes is just a slightly better version of a Turbe. Safanov is a good keeper now. And, you know, I talked about it before. It's one of those cases where if this was a long-term save, I would have kept a Turbe and kept on playing him. Or I would have gotten Gomes and kept on playing him. But we've only got 2.5 years left, so we need to do what we can to win now. Son crosses it in. Tomas is there off the crossbar. Kusunu bangs it forward. Pellegri picks it up. Surrounded by Tottenham players. Runs away from a couple of them. Gets the ball back to Gallagher and the highlight ends. Safanov drops it off to Kusunu. Zagadou over to Skip. Skip up to Esposito. To Pellegri. It was a bad pass, but Xerxes recovered. Long pass to Gallagher, who kicked the ball too hard. Gave Gomes enough time to come up and land on it. I don't remember if Tottenham bought Gomes or if they've got him on loan. We can look at that here. But they've also got Livakovic, which makes me think they have loaned Gomes in. Oh, Pellegri, and very nice. Anyhow, I was saying, it makes me think they've got Gomes in on a loan and they're letting him play the cup games. Laird moves up. Gets past the defender. Nice cross to Pellegri. Laird's been a solid pickup for us. I'm quite happy with him. Almada, corner kick in. Svanberg to Kane, who equalizes. Svanberg, I should say, to Kane, who equalizes. Okay, that was a good goal by them. Right before half, too, of course. Laird picked up a yellow. Kusunu's nervous, and I'm not quite sure why. Almada, Thomas was way offsides. Look, if I can tell the guy's offsides, he's definitely offsides. You know, we're just past 60 minutes in. We've had some interesting performances here. You know, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get Laird off and move Kusunu over, and we're going to bring on Grigoras. You know, I wonder... Let's skip to a Carolero. We're going to get Xerxes off and bring on Clark. Natan went down with an injury. Potential foot injury. Okay, well, we'll bring on Duverne for him. I was just getting ready to make another sub, too. Who else got injured? Duverne just got injured. He literally just came on. Are you kidding me? Oh, I'm able to make an injury sub. I did not know that. I was able to bring Riedewald on for him. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't take him off, because I thought I had to take him off, but no, I got an injury sub. That is very cool. Last chance, Esposito. Don't know what the heck he was doing, but Gallagher picked it up. And he gives the ball up to Son, who absolutely outfakes him. Fakes him out again twice. Reguilon to Winks. Winks to Berg. Berg back to Reguilon. Reguilon to Winks. To Bargain. Up to Kane. Back over to Son. To Reguilon. Son, who got ahead of everybody, holds it up, turns around, gets it to Kane, who takes a shot. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Flipping real. We're out of the Carabao again. I swear we haven't made it past the fourth round of the Carabao like the entire save. In a 93rd minute extra time goal, sees us kicked out again. Son of a gun. On flippin' real. Take a look here, see what the injuries were. Duvern got injured. I'm not too worried about that one, as he's a squad player more than anything else. He's a capable squad player. He can play at all three backfield positions. Duvern, 3 to 4 weeks. Back strain. Natan, 1 to 3 days on a bruised foot. He had to come off because of a bruised foot. Okay, we saved the game. Of course, we got Arsenal coming up in 3 days. We're going to play that offline, and we'll come back for Juve here in just a bit. Good. Out of the Carabao again. We had a banger of a game against Arsenal. Something tells me I should have recorded this one in the upcoming Juve game. We ended up beating them 4-3. It was 2-2 at halftime. Bukayo Saka got 2 goals back-to-back in the 7th and 8th minutes. Esposito got a brace of goals, 20th minute and 70th minute. Gallagher had a very nice goal in the 29th minute. Xerxes had a goal in the 52nd minute. I'm not going to say we wore them down, because if you look at the stats, they had 24 shots, 13 on target. We had 14 and 8. Our XG was only 1.62. They were essentially better than us. In... We had 6 half chances. They had 2. None of us had clear-cut chances. Possession was pretty much equal. From a performance point of view, both sides had players that were really, really good and really, really bad, and there wasn't a lot in between. Esposito was the one who saw us through. I moved him out of advanced midfielder to striker just because of injuries and players being needed resting and everything like that. Stefanov, again, a very good game in goal. Gallagher, a very good game. Stockbridge, a solid game. Xerxes, a good game. Other than that, it was pretty much the law of averages. And for the most part, our law of averages beat theirs. They had a couple guys that were really low. Gabriel on a 6-1, Turney on a 6-4. Ramsdale was on a 6-3. Didn't help them at all. As a result, we are currently in first place in the Prem. I do not expect that to last, especially with Man City, West Ham, and Chelsea coming up. And that, of course, is Man City, Chelsea. Oh, hey, we're out of first place because Chelsea won. And West Ham, at one point in time, was top 6, but now they've fallen off a little bit. But they're a solid squad. I don't want to take them lightly. Okay, so we had... best 11. Stefanov, Laird, Zagadou we've got to get off for... Duvern's still injured. Grigoras is more healthy than he is. Admirola we need to bring on for Turbe. Who's he wanted by now? Hamburg on a loan. I don't know. We'll see. Part of me is wondering if he's ever going to come back from those 2 leg injuries. He kind of sort of has improved, but we shall have to see. Bring Pellegrini on for Xerxes. We bring Clark on for Esposito. But then we're going to move... Yeah, we're going to move Esposito back to here. Make him a Artista again. Anybody else that is not... Xerxes is like the only player who is below that. We'll get him off and bring on Verone. Give Xerxes a chance to rest. Seone we're going to have to get off because he's still injured, and bring on Ricci. Porro with a corner kick. Gallagher knocks it away. Pellegrini gathers the ball. He goes wide, holds it up, gets it back to Stockbridge, to Laird. Laird to Grigoras. Back to Laird. Laird moves up the field. Centers it to Pellegrini. Pellegrini up for Clark. Clark rounds the keeper, and he goes wide left. Holy cow. I don't know that he'll ever get a clearer shot like that in his life. Mendy on the throw-in. Keane sends it back to Mendy. To Keane to Locatelli. Back to Mendy. Onana drag and roll up to Camavinga. To Mendy. To Keane. To Darwin. Back out to Chiesa. Darwin's there, and somehow he manages to score. What on earth was that? Darwin, surrounded by 5 Crystal Palace players, gets the ball to Chiesa. Chiesa sends it in. Kusunu went up for the header and absolutely whiffed it. Absolutely whiffed it. And that is halftime. 2 shots went on target for us. That is not good. We need a draw here in order to ensure a spot, I believe. Let's turn around the second half, guys. Come on. Kickoff highlight. This is always a good thing. Pero, dispossessed, but the ball goes to Chiesa. He goes inside, then outside, turns around, gets the ball back to Betancourt, to Porro, Camavinga, Chiesa. Keane is there with the header. What? They didn't play like this last game. Are they going to say he's offsides? Yeah, they're going to say he's offsides. We got lucky there. Porro from distance. Wide left. Safanov. Over to Gergeres. Up to Gallagher. He centers it to Stockbridge. Esposito to Skip. Up into space. Clark, who's never going to win a header battle with De Ligt. Let's be honest. De Ligt to Camavinga to Betancourt. Out to Chiesa. Chiesa gets by the defender. Crosses it in. And Kusunu again misses the header. That is Kusunu. How on earth are they saying he is on a 6-7? 60 minutes in. 6-5, 6-4, 6-1. Ethan Laird's on a 6-1. We're going to move Kusunu over. Maybe that way he'll stop missing headers. Take Laird off, bring Zagadou on. Pellegri's on a 6-4. We're going to move Esposito up there. Then we're going to bring Fatou on. Two shots. We've had 2 shots the entire game. They were both in the first half. And Zagadou picked up an injury. Onana, Romagnoli to Mendy, over to Camavinga. Camavinga centers it to Locatelli. Oh, Kusunu can't even win the ball there. Diogo one-on-one with Safanov, who forces him to go wide left. And that was I should have shown you the Arsenal game. That was a horror show of a game. 4 shots we ended up with. So there's 17-9. And we did nothing but shoot ourselves in the foot with that. And of course, we got another game coming up in 3 days. I love this time of year. Back-to-back games. We're going to come back for Benfica-Chelsea. I think if we beat Benfica and Bayern beats Juve or draws with Juve, we're going to clinch a spot. I could be wrong there, though. We'll have to wait and see. Good grief. I expected a better showing. Benfica's a good team, though, too. Even though they're in last place, we eked out a victory against them the first time. But, man, I don't know. That was not a good performance. We're out of the Carabao again, and the Cub wanted us. Oh, now they're saying it's not important. Okay, that's good. That's a load off. But we are second place in the Prem. We're challenging. We're knocking at the door. We just need some better performances from the players. There's not a lot of middle ground. We seem to be playing really well or really poorly with not a lot of in between. It's almost like we're not playing down to our opponent's level, but we're not playing up to ours. I mean, you look at this. Look at this Juve game, for crying out loud. Laird on a 6-1, Kusunu on a 6-4, Natan on a 6-3, 6-5, 6-4. Esposito was on a 6-1. Just awful stuff. Well, I certainly didn't like what I saw, but if you did, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I'll answer those as fast as I can. My name is FM Jellicoe, and I thank you for watching.